Alright, just getting into it, I found something kind of interesting I thought I'd share with you guys. I have replaced my Nernhound sword in Imperial City for this sword here, the Fortified Brass Greatsword. I'm going to charge it up a little bit. Anyway, it has a decisive trait on it, and what it does is when you gain ultimate, you have a 40% chance of gaining one additional ultimate. So basically, your ultimate is going to generate about 40% faster, I guess. And having said that, if your ultimate is generating 40% faster, the ultimate take flight. Well, if your ultimate is generating 40% faster, that would be the equivalent of having about 66 cost ultimate for this skill right here. Now, for a Dragon Knight, this is kind of important because coming to your Earthen Heart, when you cast an ultimate ability, you restore 49 health, 46 magic, and 46 stamina for each point of the ultimate's cost. So you're going to get roughly about 5,000 back off of each of these. And Mountain's Blessing is another one. When you activate a Earthen Heart ability in combat, you generate. It says you generate 3 ultimate, but it works out to be in a lot more, and you'll see that in a few seconds. But that really helps. Currently, I keep this as my Earthen Heart ability. Molten Armaments. Your own damage with fully charged heavy attacks is increased 40% while active. Well, I like to use heavy attacks. They give you back stamina and they give you back ultimate. And if you come over here to the two-hand ability, your follow-up passive, your successful fully charged heavy attacks increase the damage of your next attack by 10%. So basically you've got a harder hitting ability right after your fully charged heavy attack. Now, I'm in Imperial City, so of course we have a lot of Daedra and that sort of thing here. And if you go into the Fighters Guild, this ability here, Banish the Wicked, you generate 9 ultimate whenever you kill an undead, Daedra, or werewolf. Now this could work in a number of places, but as you know, Imperial City has Daedra and that sort of thing. So you got a couple sources of ultimate. You've got Earthen Heart, Mountain's Blessing, you've got your Fighters Guild, Banish the Wicked, and of course your light and heavy attacks generate ultimate. Now what this does, of course, is cause this sword to activate. This is a decisive sword. Now, it is a little bit less weapon damage than the Fortified Greatsword, but that ultimate you gain, that may be the deciding factor. So we're going to get into this, and I'm just going to show you a demo down here of just how fast your ultimate can generate. And I'll try to show you some of the tactics as well. Oh, incidentally, I like to use this potion a lot while I'm down here. It gives your weapon critical rating, major savagery. That 2191 number works out to about 10%. Reason being, my weapon critical is still kind of at a low number. It's lower than I like it to be. That 10% raises it to almost 40%, which is, maybe I should just show you, 39.4%. So that really helps out a lot, and it also helps with your stamina recovery as well. There's not a lot of downsides to this, and this potion is pretty inexpensive to make, so I usually like to just consider this as fuel. Now, if you're in a PvP situation where you don't want to get CC'd or anything, this might be the better option. It works really well. But, you know, anyway, I just thought I'd show you that. This is currently what I'm using. We'll go find some data to harass here. Now, if you look at that, how many times did I just use my ultimate? You know, it just works really, really well. I'm going to go ahead and go in this direction since we got a guy in the other direction. Now watch this. See my ultimate at the bottom right hand box? Every time you do that, it raises it right after combat. The game still thinks you're in combat, so you'll want to do that just after. You see that? Now my ultimate's ready again. I have a little time. I'm going to go ahead and do the next room just to kind of demonstrate this a little bit more. Oh, wrong way. Incidentally, down here I'm using evade instead of volatile armor just because it looks a little bit cooler, and it also helps other things to miss their hits on you. Now, as you can see, my ultimate got used a few times there. So, I think you've been able to see from this video just how often your ultimate can go off. Basically, I just used my ultimate and now I'm back at 32%. So this thing just works really, really well out here in Imperial City. Remember, in part, what's causing it: your Earth and Heart passives, your Fighter's Guild passives, and just the heavy and light attacks. And as you can see, the heavy attack, if you'll notice, I was doing a heavy attack earlier going into a take flight. that'll apply to your take flight too, giving you 10% extra damage on your next ability. And of course, here, just due to the 40% extra damage that a Dragonite gets, you're doing really well. Your heavy attacks count for something. So anyway, just thought I'd go ahead and share this. You also get a certain amount from Heroic Slash. You'll get one ultimate every 1.5 seconds for 9 seconds, and that really helps out quite a bit as well. So now, I haven't tried this in PvP just yet, but just to look at this under your assault passives, under combat frenzy, you generate 20% ultimate when you kill an enemy player. Well, this could really work out in your favor. You know, these numbers are kind of skewed. It actually runs into quite a bit more a lot of the time, but anyway, you can kind of see it for what it is and go out there and experiment for yourself. You don't really, you know, as far as weapon damage, I'm going to go ahead and buff up here. As you can see, my weapon damage is 3366. Now if I go over to my Nerdhorn weapon, 3688. Percentage wise, that isn't a real huge, that's not a real huge number, so you can just kind of figure out what you want to do from there. But this really works as far as your ultimate goes. So I hope this has really helped you guys, and whenever you're in Imperial City or in a dungeon where there's a lot of undead or that sort of thing, this would be something to consider using. Anyway, I'm out for now. Take care.